There are moments in life when it feels like you're standing on the edge of something monumental, but you can't quite reach it. You feel it, this pull in your spirit, this weight in your heart, that you're meant for more, that you were born for something bigger, something greater than what you're currently experiencing. It's the deep yearning for a breakthrough, that longing to break free from the chains that have kept you bound in one place for too long. You felt it in the quiet moments, in the hustle and bustle, in the stillness of your thoughts. You know that something has to change, that what you're living is not all there is. It's almost like you can taste it, like you're standing on the cusp of something extraordinary. But that breakthrough hasn't arrived yet. You've prayed, you've waited, you've worked, but it seems like the door is still locked. And with each passing day, doubt begins to creep in, telling you that maybe it's never going to happen, that maybe you weren't meant to experience that next level of success, that next dimension of peace, that next realm of joy. But I want you to understand something very important today. Breakthrough doesn't come because you've done everything right. It doesn't come because you've followed all the rules, crossed all the T's, and dotted all the I's. Breakthrough isn't reserved only for the perfect or the polished. It's not for those who always seem to have it together. In fact, breakthrough often comes when you least expect it. When you're broken, when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you've hit rock bottom and have nowhere else to turn. That's when breakthrough is waiting for you. Because breakthrough is not just about the outcome, it's about the process. It's about the transformation that takes place while you're waiting. It's about the refinement of your character, the development of your resilience, the expansion of your faith. You see, every setback, every failure, every disappointment, every trial is not just an obstacle to overcome. It's an opportunity for growth. And while you may feel stuck, you are not stagnant. While you may feel like you're going in circles, you are actually being prepared for something greater. Your faith is being tested, your trust in the process is being stretched, and your capacity for success is being built. You are being shaped into the person capable of carrying the breakthrough that is coming your way. Now, let's talk about something that many people don't want to admit. It's easy to give up. It's easy to throw in the towel, to walk away, to say, I've had enough. This is just how life is. But those who make it to the other side of their breakthrough are not those who give up in the middle of the journey. They are the ones who press forward, even when it feels like nothing is changing. They are the ones who refuse to let their current circumstances define their future. They are the ones who keep showing up, even when they feel like they're walking in the dark, trusting that the light will eventually break through. You see, breakthrough is about persistence. It's about getting up one more time than you fall down. It's about holding on to hope even when everything around you seems hopeless. It's about continuing to move forward when your legs are tired, when your heart is weary, when your mind is overwhelmed. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't know how it's going to work out, even when it feels like you're in a season of dry ground and barren trees. But here's the thing, persistence doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It's not about mindlessly pushing through without learning or adapting. Persistence is about aligning your efforts with purpose. It's about understanding that the road to breakthrough may not always be a straight line, but it's a journey that requires you to learn, to grow, to shift your perspective, and to change the way you approach obstacles. There's another key to breakthrough that often gets overlooked. It's the power of vision. Without vision, you will not know where to go. You will not know how to move, and you will not know what you're striving for. Vision is the fuel that keeps you going when the journey gets tough. It's the dream that keeps your heart alive, the hope that keeps your mind focused. Vision isn't just about seeing where you are. It's about seeing where you're going. It's about imagining what could be, even when what is doesn't seem to match the dream in your heart. You can't get to your breakthrough if you're too focused on your past mistakes, your past failures, and your past hurts. Breakthrough doesn't happen when you're stuck in the rearview mirror of your life, constantly looking back at what could have been. If you're going to experience a breakthrough, you have to start looking forward. You have to start seeing beyond the limitations of today and into the possibilities of tomorrow. Breakthrough requires vision. It requires you to expand your thinking and to begin believing that something greater is coming, something better is on the way, and that you are worthy of it. But vision alone won't get you there. You can have the clearest picture of your future, but without action, it's just a dream. Breakthrough is birthed through movement. Movement is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the step you take even when you don't know exactly where you're going. It's the decision to keep moving forward even when the way seems unclear. Every step you take brings you closer to your breakthrough. Even if it's a small step, even if it's a stumble, even if it's a sideways movement, it's still movement. There will be moments when you feel like you're stuck in a holding pattern. You feel like you're spinning your wheels and getting nowhere. But I want you to hear me when I say this. Every moment of waiting is not a wasted moment. Every season of delay is not a denial. There are things happening in the background, things that you can't see, things that are setting the stage for your breakthrough. It's easy to get discouraged when the answer doesn't come on your timeline. But remember that the right timing is everything. Sometimes you need to wait, not because you're being punished, but because you are being prepared for what's ahead. And don't let anyone tell you that your breakthrough is impossible. Don't let the voices of doubt, the voices of fear, or the voices of limitation convince you that your dream is out of reach. Breakthrough does not recognize the boundaries of your circumstances. It does not bow to the opinions of others. Breakthrough is not a respecter of persons, but a reward for those who dare to believe that something greater is on the horizon. If you can hold on to your vision, if you can keep moving forward, if you can keep trusting in the process, then there is nothing that can stop your breakthrough from coming. Your breakthrough is not just about you, it's about the people you are going to impact, the lives you are going to change, the legacy you are going to leave. Every breakthrough you experience creates a ripple effect. Every success you achieve becomes a testimony to someone else's potential. You are not just working for yourself, you are working for a generation, for a family, for a community that needs to see what's possible when you don't give up. Your breakthrough is not just about your own personal gain. It's about the world that will be transformed when you step into the fullness of your purpose. So when you find yourself at the edge, when you feel like you're standing in the middle of uncertainty and you don't know how you're going to make it, remember that breakthrough is closer than you think. It's not out of reach. It's not beyond your ability. It's waiting for you just around the corner, just on the other side of your persistence, your vision, and your faith. Keep going, keep believing, keep moving forward, and know that your breakthrough is already on its way. It may not look like what you expected. It may not come in the form you imagined, but it will come. And when it does, you will look back and see that everything you went through was not in vain. Every tear, every struggle, every moment of doubt was all part of the process. It was all leading you to this moment. Your breakthrough is here, and you are ready. Breakthrough isn't about having everything figured out or living a perfect life. It's about persevering through challenges, trusting the process, and allowing the hardships to refine and prepare you for what's ahead. Every trial is shaping you into the person capable of handling the breakthrough that is coming. A clear vision is essential for breakthrough. Without it, you'll lack direction. Vision helps you see beyond your current circumstances and fuels the actions you need to take, even when the way forward isn't clear. Breakthrough is achieved not just by dreaming, but by moving towards your dream with purpose and faith. Breakthrough doesn't come to those who give up when things get tough. It comes to those who press on despite setbacks, who show up when they feel like quitting. Persistence is the key to unlocking the doors of possibility, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Your breakthrough is just one step away from where you're standing today. Keep moving. Breakthrough comes through the process, not perfection. It's a statement that may sound simple on the surface, but when you truly begin to understand it, it has the power to change your entire perspective on growth, success, and life itself. We live in a world that often places a heavy emphasis on perfection. We're taught from a young age to aim for flawless results, to avoid mistakes at all costs, and to always present the best version of ourselves. Social media has amplified this pressure, showing us the polished highlights of others' lives and achievements, making us feel like we're falling short if our journey doesn't look as pristine. Well, here's the thing about perfection. It's an illusion. It's a moving target that's constantly shifting. The problem with striving for perfection is that it keeps you stuck in a place of fear, doubt, and inaction. You're always worried about what you might get wrong or how you'll be perceived, which only paralyzes your progress. The pursuit of perfection often keeps us from stepping out into what's possible because we feel like we must have it all together before we even start. We forget that growth is not about arriving at a perfect destination. It's about the transformation that occurs along the way. True breakthrough isn't about avoiding mistakes or reaching some ideal state of being. It's about the process of becoming, of moving through challenges and evolving into someone capable of handling the next level of success, responsibility, and opportunity. Breakthrough happens when we learn to embrace the journey, to trust that every step, no matter how imperfect, is a part of the bigger picture. Think about any significant breakthrough in history. Whether it's the invention of the light bulb, the development of the internet, or the creation of life-changing technologies, none of these breakthroughs happened overnight. They didn't happen because someone got it perfect on the first try. They happened because someone was willing to stay committed to the process, to try, fail, learn, and adapt again and again. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." The breakthrough didn't come because he nailed it on the first attempt. It came because he understood that the process of trial and error was necessary to get to the right answer. In the same way, you can't expect to skip the hard work, the learning curves, and the mistakes on your journey to success. You will not get to your breakthrough by hoping for a flawless path. You must go through the messy, uncomfortable, and sometimes even discouraging steps along the way. These steps may not be glamorous, and they certainly won't always feel good, but they are the building blocks of your breakthrough. Each setback, every failure, and even the moments when you feel like you're getting nowhere are shaping you into a person capable of sustaining the success you're striving for. Without the lessons learned from failure, you would never develop the resilience, wisdom, or character necessary to handle the responsibilities and opportunities that come with breakthrough. This is why the process is so important. It molds you. Think of an artist working on a piece of sculpture. The artist doesn't start with a finished product. They start with a rough block of stone. With each strike of the chisel, they chip away at it, sometimes taking off large pieces, other times making small, subtle adjustments. The process is gradual, it's messy, it's sometimes frustrating, but with time, patience, and persistence, that block of stone is shaped into something beautiful. The artist's vision doesn't just appear on the first stroke, it emerges over time. The breakthrough is not the first strike of the chisel, but the culmination of every stroke that led to the final masterpiece. In the same way you are being shaped, the person you are today is not the person you will be when your breakthrough comes. You're in the process of refinement. The breakthrough will not only change your external circumstances, but will also shape your inner being. It will make you stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling the challenges that come with success. But none of that happens unless you're willing to go through the process, to allow yourself to be molded and refined through every experience, every challenge, and every failure. We often hear the term overnight success, but it's a myth. No one achieves true success or breakthrough overnight. Every success story is built on years of hard work, learning, and yes, failure. What we often see is the final result, the moment when everything falls into place. But behind that moment of breakthrough, there are countless hours of unseen struggle, setbacks, and moments of doubt. The process is long, messy, and uncomfortable, but it's essential. And most importantly, it's in the process that the real growth happens. The beauty of the process is that it reveals who you are becoming, not just what you are doing. It's easy to get caught up in focusing on the end goal, on the desire to reach the destination as quickly as possible. But the process is where the real transformation occurs. The lessons you learn, the strength you build, and the character you develop during the process are far more valuable than the achievement itself. If you skip the process, you miss out on the very things that will help you sustain your breakthrough once you achieve it. Another key aspect of the process is that it teaches you to deal with uncertainty and discomfort. We live in a world that craves instant results and immediate gratification, but breakthrough rarely comes that way. The journey towards success is filled with uncertainty, especially when you don't know exactly how things will unfold. But it's in that uncertainty that you develop the courage to take risks, to keep going even when things aren't clear, and to trust that the process is leading you to something greater. There will be times when you want to give up, when it feels like you're not getting any closer to your breakthrough. But if you can keep moving forward, if you can keep trusting the process, then you will see that each step is a necessary part of the journey. The obstacles that seem to stand in your way are not barriers to your success. They are building blocks that will strengthen you for what lies ahead. Perfectionism, on the other hand, can actually hinder progress. When you focus too much on getting everything right, you may miss the opportunities for growth that come with imperfection. Perfectionism often leads to procrastination or inaction because you're so concerned with getting things perfect that you never start. But breakthrough doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment. It comes from taking imperfect steps forward, learning as you go and making adjustments along the way. When you embrace the process, you learn to celebrate progress instead of perfection. You understand that every step, every small achievement, and even every mistake is part of the bigger picture. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. The more you focus on taking consistent action, on learning and on growing, the more you will find that the breakthrough you've been waiting for is closer than you think. In the end, it's not perfection that leads to breakthrough. It's the willingness to keep going, to keep learning, and to keep evolving through the process. The breakthrough is not an event, but the result of consistent, purposeful effort over time. If you can trust the process, even when it's difficult, you will find that breakthrough is not a distant dream, but a reality within your reach. Vision drives movement. Without vision, there is no direction. Without direction, there is no progress. Vision is what fuels the journey, providing the clarity and purpose needed to keep moving, even when the path seems unclear. It is the force that pushes you forward, igniting the fire in your soul and guiding your every step. Without it, you're left wandering aimlessly, disconnected from your true potential, trapped in a cycle of uncertainty. But when you have a clear vision, you are driven. You know where you're headed, even if the road ahead is not always straightforward. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life, to be swept away by daily tasks, deadlines, and distractions. In such moments, it can feel like you're moving, but not necessarily toward anything meaningful. You may even start to wonder if you're making any real progress at all. But with a clear vision, you're reminded of why you're doing what you're doing. Every task, every step, every decision becomes purposeful. You start to see the bigger picture, the end goal, and everything you do aligns with that vision. The smallest effort suddenly feels significant because it's all contributing to something greater. Vision isn't just about seeing a destination, it's about seeing a possibility. It's about looking beyond the current circumstances and imagining what could be. It's about seeing yourself beyond your present limitations, transcending your current challenges, and believing that something better is on the horizon. Vision gives you the power to dream big, to imagine what's possible even when others might doubt it. It opens up a world of opportunity and potential, urging you to go after what you desire, even when the way forward seems unclear. But here's the thing, vision alone is not enough. Vision may be the spark, the inspiration that ignites the desire to move, but it's the movement itself that brings the vision to life. You can have the clearest vision in the world, but without action, it remains just a dream. Vision without movement is nothing more than wishful thinking. It's like having a map to a treasure, but not taking the first step toward finding it. The treasure remains hidden unless you start moving toward it. Movement is what transforms vision into reality. Every journey, no matter how grand or small, begins with the first step. And while the first step is often the hardest, it's also the most crucial. It is the moment you commit to the vision, to the dream, and decide to take action. Even if that action is small, even if it feels insignificant, it is the start of something powerful. Movement, however small, is the catalyst for momentum. The more you move, the clearer your path becomes. The more you act, the more you learn, and the more you grow. Movement forces you to confront the obstacles that stand in your way, to overcome your doubts, and to push through fear. Think of a ship sailing across the ocean. The ship might be heading toward a distant shore, a destination far beyond the horizon. But no matter how far that destination is, the ship doesn't just stay anchored, waiting for the destination to come to it. The ship moves. And with every turn of the propeller, every adjustment of the sails, it gets closer to its destination. The movement doesn't guarantee a smooth, uninterrupted journey. There will be storms, rough waters, and obstacles along the way. But the movement keeps the ship on course. It's only by moving that the ship can find its way through the waves, navigating around the rocks and obstacles that would otherwise keep it stranded. In the same way, movement toward your vision will not always be smooth or predictable. There will be times when the path is unclear, when obstacles arise, and when progress feels slow. But vision gives you the strength to keep going. It reminds you of where you're headed, and it provides the clarity you need to keep moving forward, even when it feels like you're stuck. The key is persistence. Every step counts, no matter how small. Every action, no matter how insignificant it may seem at the time, is an essential part of the journey. And as you continue to move, you gain more clarity. The vision begins to unfold, and the destination comes closer into focus. One of the most powerful aspects of vision is that it has the ability to align your actions with your purpose. When you know what you're working toward, when you have a clear vision of your end goal, it becomes easier to prioritize your time and energy. You stop wasting precious resources on things that don't matter. Every decision you make, every action you take becomes a step toward your vision. You begin to see how the small, everyday tasks add up over time, contributing to the realization of your dream. However, the journey toward your vision isn't always linear. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns. And sometimes the road you thought you would take turns out to be blocked or leads you in an entirely different direction. This is where the true power of vision becomes evident. Vision is not just about having a destination in mind, it's about developing the ability to adapt and adjust when the road changes. It's about being flexible and open to new opportunities that may arise, even if they weren't part of your original plan. The strength of your vision lies in your ability to stay connected to your purpose, even when the path forward looks different than you imagined. For example, imagine a painter working on a masterpiece. The artist starts with a vision, a concept of what the finished painting will look like, but as they begin to paint, they might notice that the colors don't quite blend as they expected, or the composition doesn't quite work the way they envisioned. Rather than abandoning the painting, the artist adjusts, makes changes, and adapts to the situation. The vision is still there, it's just that the path to achieving it requires flexibility and adaptation. This same principle applies to any pursuit. Your vision may not come to fruition in the way you imagine, but if you stay true to your purpose and remain willing to adjust your approach, you will eventually reach your destination, even if it looks different from what you originally envisioned. Vision is the spark and movement is the fuel that keeps the fire burning. Together, they create the power to propel you forward, even through difficult times. The stronger your vision, the more you will be driven to move. The clearer your vision, the easier it becomes to take action. Without movement, vision is a dream. Without vision, movement is aimless. Together they form the perfect combination to turn your dreams into reality. Persistence unlocks breakthrough. It's the quiet, powerful force that stands between where you are and where you want to be. In a world that often values instant success and quick fixes, persistence is the long game. It's not glamorous, it doesn't attract immediate praise, and it certainly doesn't guarantee smooth sailing. But persistence has a quiet way of cutting through the noise, navigating obstacles, and paving the way for the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Persistence is the act of continuing on a course of action even when things are difficult, when results are not immediate, and when the challenges seem overwhelming. It's the ability to stay in the race when everything around you is telling you to quit. It's the stubborn resolve that refuses to accept failure as the final answer, choosing instead to learn, adjust, and keep moving forward. This is the essence of persistence, the decision to keep going, not because it's easy, but because you know that your breakthrough lies on the other side of your determination. You've heard the stories of overnight successes, the individuals who seem to have made it effortlessly, who suddenly appear at the top of their fields, basking in the glow of recognition. But those stories often fail to tell you about the years of hard work, setbacks, and struggles that came before the moment of success. The truth is that there is no such thing as an overnight success. Behind every breakthrough, there is persistence. It's the countless hours of effort, the relentless pursuit of a goal, the determination to keep moving forward even when the finish line seems distant or blurry. Persistence is often mistaken for stubbornness, but there's a key difference. Stubbornness is the refusal to change, to adapt, or to grow in the face of adversity. It's about pushing forward even when the situation requires flexibility. Persistence, on the other hand, is the ability to stay focused on your goal while remaining adaptable to the circumstances around you. It's the inner strength to keep moving forward despite setbacks. But it's also the wisdom to know when to shift your approach, to reassess your path, and to find new strategies if necessary. One of the hardest parts of persistence is the waiting. We live in a world that thrives on instant gratification. We want things now, success now, results now, answers now. But persistence requires patience. It means showing up day after day, even when the rewards are not immediately visible. It means continuing to put in the work, trusting that each small step you take is building the foundation for something greater. It's easy to be persistent when things are going well, when you see progress every day, but it's when the results seem delayed, when the path forward is obscured by uncertainty, that persistence is truly tested. When you persist, you are not just working toward the end result, you are also growing in the process. Every setback, every failure, and every challenge is a lesson. The key is to keep showing up, to keep learning, and to keep adapting your approach until you find a breakthrough. This is where many people falter. They face a challenge, become discouraged, and decide to quit. They may have been just one step away from their breakthrough, but they never reached it because they gave up too soon. Think of a plant growing through the soil. It doesn't bloom overnight. There's a period of time when it is buried beneath the ground, unseen and unknown. All that exists is the seed, the effort, the nutrients, and the patience. Yet with persistence, the plant begins to grow. It breaks through the soil, reaching toward the light. But that breakthrough wouldn't have happened without the patience to allow the seed to grow, without the persistence to push through the darkness, and without the time for the plant to develop the roots and strength necessary to sustain its growth. Your breakthrough works in much the same way. There may be times when you feel buried, when progress seems impossible, when you can't see how your efforts are leading to anything substantial. But just like the seed, the work you're doing beneath the surface is creating the foundation for your breakthrough. Persistence is what allows you to keep going when you can't see the fruits of your labor right away. It's what helps you keep pushing even when you feel like you're in the dark, because you trust that something is happening below the surface, something that will eventually emerge into the light. There's another side to persistence that we often overlook: the power of consistency. Persistence doesn't mean working harder or longer without purpose. It's about showing up consistently day after day, doing the small things that add up over time. A breakthrough isn't usually the result of one large action or decision. It's the culmination of consistent effort over time. It's doing what needs to be done, even when it's hard, even when you're not seeing immediate results. It's not the big flashy moments that define success, but the small, consistent actions that lead to lasting change. Consistency may not always feel rewarding in the moment. You may not always see the immediate impact of your efforts, but over time, those small efforts compound into something significant. Think of an athlete training for a competition. Every day they put in the work, running, lifting weights, practicing techniques. On their own, each session might seem small, even insignificant, but when the time comes to perform, all those small, consistent efforts pay off. The breakthrough doesn't come because they did something extraordinary in one moment. It comes because they showed up day after day, committed to the process, and put in the work required to reach the next level. Persistence also teaches you resilience. The road to your breakthrough is rarely smooth. There will be obstacles, roadblocks, and unexpected detours. But it's how you respond to those setbacks that makes all the difference. Persistence is not about avoiding difficulties. It's about learning to face them head on and finding a way through. It's about maintaining your focus and your drive even when things don't go as planned. It's the ability to bounce back from failure, to get up after being knocked down, and to keep moving forward with even more determination than before. Every time you encounter a setback and refuse to give up, you build your resilience. With each challenge you face and overcome, you become stronger, more capable, and more prepared for the breakthrough that is coming. Persistence doesn't just unlock your breakthrough. It also reveals your true character. It tests your commitment, your faith, and your determination. It forces you to ask yourself, how badly do I want this? If your breakthrough were easy, if it came without any effort or struggle, you might never truly understand its value. The difficulty of the journey is what makes the breakthrough so meaningful. It's the struggle that makes the success worth celebrating. Without persistence, there is no real growth. Without perseverance through adversity, there is no true breakthrough. It's also important to remember that persistence doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over again with no progress. It means adjusting, evolving, and adapting your approach when necessary. Sometimes your persistence requires you to let go of a method that isn't working and try something new. It's about being flexible enough to recognize when a shift is needed and brave enough to make it. It's about being committed to the end goal while being open to change in the process. In the end, the breakthrough you're waiting for is not a matter of chance. It's not about luck, timing, or being in the right place at the right time. Breakthroughs come to those who persist, to those who refuse to give up when things get hard, and to those who keep pushing forward with determination, consistency, and faith. Every effort you make, no matter how small, is bringing you one step closer to the breakthrough you desire. It may take longer than you expect, but persistence will get you there. It will unlock the doors to opportunities, growth, and success. Keep going, because your breakthrough is closer than you think.